organization behind him gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the game between the Redskins and whoever it was we played, the Falcons, last week. It was so boring, I barely made it through. We talk about this, Trent Williams, and much, much more live with Aaron and John. What's up, John?
What's up?
Excellent!
Welcome, everybody. Harry Hog Football, episode number 470, in which we talk briefly about the preseason game, the Trent Williams affair, the quarterback situation, and then we get ready for tonight's fourth preseason game.
Yeah.
Which is
What a
V.
snooze fest it's going to be. Snooze it fest.
It's going to be V, the Baltimore Ravens, and we're going up against college games. So it's like only true Redskins fans are watching tonight because you can see Josh's darling quarterback playing for Clemson, where the N stands for knowledge, on another channel. I'm just going to throw that out there.
But if you watch the Redskins, you're going to see a whole lot of Dwayne Haskins.
Yep, which will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear the news on the
Trent?
Williams front?
There's nothing going on, man.
I've nothing that he's all right. This is all I've heard. There are some little tidbits. Bruce Allen was cornered in an interview.
Throw me a tidbit.
Yeah. He was cornered in an alley by some reporter, and she was basically peppering with questions about Trent Williams, and he basically was like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna play football this year," and she's like, yeah, for the Redskins," and he was like, yeah, it's gonna be with us." And then apparently D Hall talked to him, and he was like, "I will not be in the." He said, "There is zero chance I will be in the building on Monday."
Why would he?
No,
I mean, other than like, I don't think he's going to come. Put it this way: the other day, Jerry Jones came out and he said that there's going to be a deal for what's his face, the running back down there, and that it was going to be done by like opening day, and I believed him talking about getting his running back more than I believe Allen the freaking Bruce being just being like, well, yeah, and I think he's going to play for the Redskins.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's done. They might as well
It's
see what
crazy.
they can get for him, in the words of Danny,
Yeah, really.
our oldest, youngest listener. How old is that kid now? Like 40? So when we started the podcast like 15 years ago, there was this listener named Danny that always wrote in, and then finally he was like, "Hey, do you guys want a parking pass to the game when you come into town? You can come by my house and get it." And we're like, "That's cool, dude. We'll be over there." And we showed up thinking that Danny was like an adult, and it was like some 13-year-old kid. He's like, "I love you guys," and we're like, "Okay, cool. We'll make sure we watch our language on the show." But anyway, Danny's got to be like in his 30s now, right? Late 20s?
Probably like mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Probably married.
Probably has children that probably aren't Redskins.
No, if they were his children, you'd hope they were Redskins fans.
Pilar?
All
So
right.
yeah, I basically believed Jerry Jones getting his player back more than I believed Allen the Bruce getting his player back to the Redskins. It's not going to happen,
I think it's time for Allen the Bruce to go.
says everybody.
Go.
Go! Cut!
Even though he is my cuz.
Cut!
Remember when he tried to reassure me that what's this guy? Larry Michaels was not an Eagles fan? Like when I got his email address by accident.
You're just like, what if we look up blank at redskins.com? And it was right.
I just found some email address at redskins.com, like some random person, to
Right,
see
yeah.
what the format was, and it was like, first letter, last name at redskins.com. So I wrote B Allen at redskins.com, and I got an auto response, and it was like, B Allen is no longer Brenda Allen's email address. If you're looking for Bruce, this is his email address. So I emailed him, and I don't know if it was because Allen was in my last name, but he responded and tried to say that Larry Michael is not an Eagles fan,
Eagles
even though
fan,
I claim
which we all know is true.
he's an Eagles fan. And he drove. Well, it's another story about driving Frank out of town.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. We got to hurry up and do this because we got a game to watch tonight.
Yep. Versus the Ravens. We might see RG3.
No, he broke his hand.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He got hurt. That's crazy. He never gets hurt.
So here's what I wanted to ask, because I heard this on the Kevin Sheenan show this morning, and I thought it was an interesting point. And you've kind of already weighed in on this with me, but I wanted to throw. Is there anyone in the chat room? I doubt it, because it's like
let's see.
We gave absolutely no indication that we were going to be on here.
There are 2 watching now.
Okay.
You and me.
I'm not on there, so it's got to be someone else.
Someone's got to be on here.
Yeah, so I'll throw it out there in the chat room if someone is indeed in there. The question that was raised by Kevin Sheenan this morning was, A, when do you think we will see Haskins playing quarterback this season, if ever? And B,
as soon as Case Keenum gets hurt because he's got no left tackle.
And B, he said which week, so you're going to have to pick a week. And B, when would you like to see him if it was up to you?
I would like to see him on 10, 13, 19, down at the Hard Rock Cafe Stadium in Miami, Florida.
When we're there? So that would be his first game if it were up to you?
That would be, yeah. Do you know what you don't want? You do not want his second game. Because the first game,
he'll kick butt like they always do.
Well, no, the second, the first game, it might be really good, and he'll be like all high, and then he'll hit that sophomore slump on the second game, and you're just like, oh man.
Yeah.
You never want the second game. You want the first game, or like 4th, 7th.
All right, so you're thinking that's when they'll put him in, or that's when you want to see him?
That's when I want to see him. I think they'll put him in as soon as Case Keenum gets hurt.
And what is your prediction on that?
Week 1.
Week 1. All right, let's get even closer. Which quarter?
Ooh, man. I don't know. I mean, I
playing left tackle, Jerron.
Jerron is left guard. No, sorry, Jerron's backup at tackle. We've got Penn
State.
We got Penn State, and at guard,
no Penn State.
We've got Penn Station. We've got Penn Station.
The sub shop.
And then at guard, we've got like the worst player ever until Wes Martin takes it over from him. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, what was that? I text you that the other day just randomly.
Yeah. And I was just like, how long? I don't know, first or second quarter? It's not going to take them long to just totally screw up and completely destroy, like blow a coverage, or someone's going to just blow right by Donald Penn, like on the outside, and just like leave him in the dust. He is like
Eagles, who has a good defense. Probably Fletcher Cox.
Fletcher Cox is going to have a huge game.
Fletcher Cox is going to sack Keenum because of Penn and Flowers combo. He's going to come right through there like one of those saloon doors. They're going to be behind him. But he's going to go in there and sack Keenum in the first or second quarter, according to you, and we will see Haskins come
blindside. He's going to blindside him, and sooner than like I think we'll have Dwayne Haskins before halftime.
Do you know what my Do you know what my solution was to this problem with having a really crappy left tackle and an okay right tackle?
Switch them.
Get a left-handed quarterback.
Oh yeah, you need a Michael Vick in there.
Just get a left-handed quarterback and then throw him in there and be like, okay, well, that problem's solved.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, all right, my prediction. All right, when do I want to see him?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not as gung-ho as everyone else. I know that people want to see him because we spent such a high pick on him, so they want to see him right away, like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. But quite frankly, in the few games that I saw Case Keenum play in the preseason, I didn't think he was that bad. I mean, in the first game, he had that pick. But every time else, I thought he looked better than Alex Smith did last year with throwing the ball like tight spirals. And
Oh yeah. I mean,
he was fine. Like, if you had to compare him this year to Alex Smith and took the rookie out of the equation, what would you be saying?
well, and I'm also an Alex Smith hater, and I'm a kind of a fan of Case Keenum because of his days at the University of Houston. I would have picked Keenum hands down. Absolutely. I can't stand Alex Smith. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't ever. We were asking for him to be pulled at that game, remember? Before he.
I don't know. I'm so disappointed that we got him. I kind of hate him as it is anyway.
I kind of hate him.
I'm just saying, we were 6-3. We could have easily been 3-6. I mean, how many field goals did the Buccaneers miss against us?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know. I mean, that whole season was just perched on disaster the whole time.
Anyway, the only way we have a chance, in my opinion, of winning anything
Yeah.
at all this season is if the defense is living up to the hype.
Yeah, for sure.
And Case Keenum and the offense can basically just muster up 2 touchdowns a game.
Yeah. And I think at
Or
running
10
back, we're
points a
going to be
game.
just fine. We're going to be just fine at running back.
Oh, I'm not afraid of running back. Yeah, so, we got to get our running game going, eat clock,
Yeah. Yep.
and then get the defense in there and shut them down. And it's going to be like the Ravens from when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, pretty much.
With, what's his name? Was it Trent
Haskins.
Dilfer?
It was Trent, don't call me Rent. Dilfer.
But anyway,
Super Bowl champion.
if our defense comes out there against the Eagles and just plays like they did last year against anyone,
Yeah.
we're going to be in for a long season.
Yeah. It's
And if that's the case, I'm getting shirts made, and on the front it's going to be the Harry Hog logo, and on the back it's going to say "There's always next year."
dude, I don't know. We might have to market those this year.
There's always next year, dudes.
There's always next year.
Anyone in the chat room saying anything? If there is anyone in the chat room.
Simon Kinsey. Simon Kinsey said, we'll see him in week 7, would prefer in week 13.
I'm guessing Kinsey is wanting him to just kind of learn the schemes before he comes in.
Yeah, really. Don't forget, he was only a starter for 1 year at
Oh,
the Ohio State University. So
someone else pointed out on the radio today, because you know how people were saying he's like a statue in there, but then he's actually been moving pretty well in these preseason games for us.
Yeah.
Someone pointed out that Ohio State, he was wearing one of those big, janky leg braces, and that could have slowed him down while he was there.
It might have.
Let's hope. I don't know. He just looks like a real quarterback in there compared to people that we've been used to seeing.
He does. He looks like a normal quarterback, like a real quarterback. He doesn't look like a little guy that can run real fast until he gets tackled, and then he's hurt.
He doesn't look like Usain Bolt trying to play quarterback. Anyway.
RG3. And no offense to Alex Smith. I hear you're a nice guy and stuff, but
A nice what?
nice guy.
I'm sure
But,
he's a nice guy. But he wasn't helping our team very much. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway, Trent Williams, dude, back on that a little bit. I say let's
Yeah.
trade and see what we can get for him before I got off on the tangent about Danny, the oldest, youngest listener.
the Texans seem like a really good place for him. They keep having really bad offensive lines year after year. The Colts Colts have had pretty much terrible offensive lines year after year as well. Steelers, they might want him.
I keep
The
hearing
offensive
people
line
saying that
is
they might trade Clowney for him, and I'm like, why would they do that?
We wouldn't. They were going to trade Clowney to somebody else. They have no reason to trade him to us. So maybe they'll trade Clowney and get a first-round pick from somebody, and then they'll trade that first-round pick to us for Trent Williams.
Josh is trying to call me right now. I don't think he realizes that we're doing the podcast because I didn't tell him.
Oh. Well, yeah, makes sense. Cause
Josh, we're on the podcast, dude. Join in if you can. Anyway, let me see here. What else was I going to talk about? I think that. Do we want to say anything about the preseason game at all? The defense looked all right.
Yeah. I thought the defense looked pretty good. The offense sputtered on and off. I don't know. Jordan Reed got hurt again.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
What the heck was?
They said
man.
he's going to be okay for week 1. Is what I understand.
Okay, sure.
We'll believe it when we see it.
See, yeah, that's probably like the biggest thing of all. I mean, as soon as he got hit, I think I was just like, "Oh man, he probably got a concussion." And you said something about it, and then they came back. They were like, "Jordan Reed has a concussion." I was like, "Oh, that figures." Man.
Yeah, of course. Anyway,
so yeah, they need to trade him. They need to trade Jordan Reed for whatever they can get.
Yeah, see what they can get.
7th rounder.
We've been saying that for 2 years, dude.
And
I say the same thing for Trent Williams now. I mean, especially since he doesn't want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, someone was pointing out today, I think it was Kevin Sheenan again, was pointing out that Trent Williams got a huge amount in the front end of his contract, knowing that the back end of the contract wasn't worth as much or would look poorer, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
I agree.
He said
100%.
that. Yeah, and he said that people aren't taking that into account, and he thinks that this medical thing might be throwing shade on the fact that he's just upset about the contract.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully we can get something for him. I say, all right, dudes, just sit back and relax and watch the last game of the season where you don't have to get upset, regardless of what happens. And,
truly.
Another thing, just like Andrew Luck, John surprised us with a retirement from the league last week.
Yes.
Michael has volunteered to co-commissioner. He was the champion last year. So he's co-commissioning with me, which means he's commissioning and I'm just on as co-commissioner.
All right.
So, dudes, I think he said there's one more spot in there.
Yeah, that might be my spot.
John is
so,
leaving.
Yeah,
So-
somebody grab that. If
So-
you want to grab that,
Yeah.
and be in the Harry Hog Football Fantasy Football League, HHFFL, email Aaron.
Yeah, email me, the co-commissioner at aaron@harryhogfootball.com, and we'll get you to the co-commissioner's inbox.
Yep.
Who's doing all the work.
Yes, sure.
And, of course, I wanted to remind everyone in that league that the rule is still standing, the number one rule. You can't draft a Cowboy or they're going to get cut before the season.
That's right. No Cowboys.
Anyway, I think that about – do you have anything else you want to talk about before we go pregame?
No, we need to go start pre-gaming.
Yeah. The only thing that I want to say is we are planning on going down to that Miami game, which, according to a lot of people, that may be Haskins' first game.
We'll see.
We'll see. I have a feeling we'll see him there. But anyway,
Yeah,
if you guys want to meet up in Miami, hang out before the game with HHF, send us an email, aaron@harryhogfootball.com. Or
You got that
John.
closing music on here?
I'm getting it.
Oh.
There it is. Anyway, have fun watching the game tonight. Hail to the Redskins. And if you see a Cowboys fan,
Man, you know what to do. Joke! God!